Good morning, divine souls. How are you? Let me just check my sound for a second. All right, cool. All right, so good morning, good morning. How is everyone today? Check my lighting. Good. So I think I'm probably at the stage here now that I can actually go along with these lives without actually checking on my phone because I feel like everything's working. The first couple weeks I did this, it was a little chaotic and nothing seemed to work. But I guess that's always the case. So welcome back. Thank you guys so much for joining me this morning. Again, 10:10 on Wednesday mornings. I love it. I'm so grateful to have you guys here. I'm so grateful that you are on with me, and I'm really excited to dive into the energies this week. I just got a message from Verizon. It says, "We appreciate you." That's so funny. So thank you, universe. All right, cool. All right, so let me cleanse the space. I already did, but I love to just cleanse, which it is to kind of start out the week. So there has definitely been some cleansing going on this week and some further purification that we've been feeling and really kind of getting into. So just cleansing you guys out there. So anybody out there who is watching this, you will definitely feel these benefits. It's going to cleanse your energy as well. So, but we want to have a nice clean space so we can actually be able to channel and bring in whatever messages are meant to come through. And also, just so if you're watching live, just know that you are meant to see whatever you're meant to see here today or here. But also, if you don't get a chance to watch live and you're seeing this later, these messages are timeless, so they will find you when they're actually meant to find you. So just want to put that out there. All right, cool. So let's just dive into this week. I'm going to give you some recap as far as what's been going on this week, and then we can pull some cards. This week I'm going to do it a little bit different and pull cards from 3 different decks for the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine, just so you can really feel what's been going on with those 2 different energies. Now, this week, for me personally, I've actually been feeling both energies because we've come into union and we're in that merging process of merging that divine feminine and divine masculine within us. I've been feeling both energies to the point where it's it's a union energy. So it's less separation and more union. So knowing that both the masculine and feminine energies are actually working together now. So it's a little hard to distinguish which one is which at this point. But yeah, so let's just dive in. So, and kind of refer to my notes to make sure I don't miss anything. So we started off this week here with balance again, balancing that divine masculine and that divine feminine energy, and really balancing, especially the feminine, right? So the feminine's always kind of worked more in that 5D realm, really learning how to balance and bring back in the 3D. So really kind of coming back and really coming back to that grounding energy, So striving for the spiritual heights, but also bringing it back to the earthly realm and grounding the energy, the 5D energies here on Earth, okay, into the earthly grids as well. So a lot of us out there are light workers, of course, and then also grid workers. So you may be being called to travel to different areas, or even just locally go to different areas that are more in nature oriented, to help ground in these earthly energies to help ground in these energies to help Mother Gaia with her ascension as well. So just kind of know that. But yeah, so that's that. We've also been working on building a solid foundation, right? A solid foundation for new beginnings and aligning with your higher purpose. So for anybody out there, if you've been seeing 144, the 144,000 incessantly everywhere, this is obviously, it's a sign of light workers stepping into that 144,000, the 144,000 light code as well. So it's that inner union but really that you're sealed by God, you have total protection, you're coming into that spiritual wholeness, and it's really building the union and stepping into union codes, building union based on truth and not chaos, or not the toxic energies. So you maybe have been seeing that 144 a lot lately. We've also been really ridding our lives of toxic issues, toxic thought processes, and also toxic habits and ways of life. So that's really been shifting and moving out of our energy systems this week, and really just finding an ending to petty worries, and definitely ending the seeking for exterior validation. So you're really coming into these union energies and the I am, and remembering that you are the I am, and really leaving the external validations by the wayside, knowing that you are, all that is, all that ever was, all that ever will be, and that you are stepping into your I am presence, and you no longer need to seek external validation and anything outside of yourself. You know that everything is an inside job, and everything is within you, and you're the prize. This is it, right? So that's, and I think for me too, that's like really an amazing point, because so many of us for so many years, for so long, have been and so much of society is built on external validation and seeking things outside of ourselves, that you're finally coming into wholeness and coming into just remembering the truth about who you truly are, and just getting that whole external validation, just like leaving that all by the wayside. So that's really, really cool. I have been seeing a lot of bears too this week. So bears are definitely, because they go into hibernation, they remind us to take time to like reflect and restore, right? So it's taking your life experiences and taking all those experiences, turning them into wisdom before you fully emerge in like that springtime, like when bears like reemerge from their hibernation period. But this week, especially, bears also represent introspection, hibernation, leadership. So really kind of stepping into this strong leadership role that you've been called into at this point, but also grounding. So again, a theme of this week is grounding as well. So yesterday, specifically for me, I really felt my root chakra really activating and coming online. So there's been more in the root chakra this week, and I actually ended my call last week because I started seeing a lot of red last week, but I really felt it fully activating, fully coming online yesterday, which was 4/14. But yeah, definitely that energy moving in the root chakra of grounding and stability and safety and protection. So it's a masculine energy of really feeling grounded in yourself, feeling safe, like in your nervous system, feeling protected by the divine, just knowing that you are safe, protected, that you are whole and complete, and feeling that, and really grounding yourself into those energies. And it's beautiful, because that's like one of our basic needs, like is that safety, security, grounding. So that is our root chakra, that is the closest to earth. So just know that that's been activated now. So you will feel more at peace. Also, like financially, a lot of that, the root chakra has to do with that financial stability, foundations, building that strong foundation for yourself. And really being able to step into your sovereign power, knowing that all the financial worries, anything like that, is all taken care of, and you feel more peace in that. So, but yeah, so that's definitely the root chakra, the grounding this week. And then, like I discussed before, really death of like any toxic behaviors out there, any toxic patterns, any toxic toxic negative beliefs, negative thought processes, really just ridding yourself and anything that maybe you eat or you consume, maybe like scrolling on social media, really anything that you feel that has been toxic in your life, we're really kind of ridding that out and really kind of pushing that out. Me personally, I've seen this a lot, just in the changes in my routines, changes in my diet, changes in just my mental clarity. So there's been a lot going on this week with really just purging out any old like toxic behaviors and toxic too. So let me see that. Yeah, that's that. And then the last one. So we really kind of come into the title of my message this week, which is priming the pump for flow. So we've really been working on this past week, like a cleansing energy. So really kind of continuing to cleanse out the chakras. Again, some of the lower chakras, like the root chakra, also the solar plexus, the solar plexus chakra is being activated this time too. So that's like your creativity center. So that's really starting to be activated and come online now. So now we're bringing the energies from the spiritual realm, from the 5D, and we're really bringing them down here to earth this week and like grounding them into practical matters, into our lower chakras and back into earth, into the grounding energies, so that we can really move forward and begin to flow in our life, right? So we've done all this healing for all these years. We've come out of that. We've come into inner union. We've come into wholeness. And now it's really like learning how to utilize these energies in a practical standpoint. So it's grounding them into the lower chakras. So again, we kind of went from the root chakra, that's been activating this week. And now we're moving to the solar plexus chakra. So really that creativity energy is coming online. So now you're really kind of stepping into your true divine purpose, your divine nature, and things are being allowed to flow. So as far as like priming the pump, I've had so many issues with pumps this week. So for me personally, my well pump had actually broken. So if you have any issues in your home with any type of like well pump, my what do you call that? The sump pump. I totally like my mind blanks. My sump pump, I had an issue with that, which actually was correlated to the well. So I had a leak in my well, which was creating my sump pump to run constantly. And then many other pumps. So like, you have a pump on like your lotions or your shampoo, all of those, when you get to the bottom, there's no more left. So those things, they stopped working. So I had to pull like the pumps out. So anything like with pumps really has to do with like priming the pump. So in the sense of when you're coming into your, I'm a little off track here today. When you're coming into your like divine nature and your mission, right? You need to somewhat like prime the pump. You need to do a little to receive, right? So the more that you do, the more that your gifts are going to be activated and your gifts are going to come online. So it's kind of like priming the pump of faith. So like if like a well pump, like the old fashioned hand one, you have to pump a couple times. And so it might come out in spurts, and then all of a sudden it starts to flow. And that's where we are right now, where you really need to like prime. You need to do a little bit. And God is saying, and Source is saying, you need to prime the pump a little. So once you start to take action, then God and the Holy Spirit and everything is just, the energies are going to just start to flow through you more naturally. So what you must do for yourself, so you must start to take that initiative and really prime that pump, get it started, and then everything will flow. Okay. But that's where we're also, this week, we actually started to move into Aries season, which is really, Aries is a very action-oriented sign. So that's where we're seeing this action kind of move in. And that's where everything is going to start to flow. So like this week, I feel like it's all about flow, all about like releasing your creative like juices, like your creative juices are going to flow. things are ideas, opportunities, things are just going to start to come to you naturally. And like now you're in your vibration, you're magnetizing, you're in your I am presence, you're in your wholeness, and things are going to start to be magnetized back to you. Okay. So, but just know that you have to do for yourself, and then that will come through. So begin to take action. And again, you don't need to know the future. You don't need to know the end result. You just need to take that next step. So maybe just quiet your mind, take a walk, go out in nature, maybe just sit down and have something enjoyable if you like to enjoy a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, and just quiet your mind so you can hear that next step. That's all you need. And once you know that next step, just take that action, and then the next door will open. The next door will open. I've spoken about this, I've spoken about this before in other videos. But it's all about just kind of continuing to move, take those baby steps, and then everything is going to flow naturally after that. So that's really my message for this week. It's that priming that pump, like priming the pump for this your flow, right? Your creative juices to come online, your gifts to start coming online. Yeah, and we're really balancing, again, continue to balance these energies. We are in union, we are in wholeness, and now it's utilizing everything together to really make everything flow beautifully. So, but again, that's where I'm seeing things move forward. So yeah, more solar plexus, more creative energy, more creative flow coming in. So, all right, cool. If anybody out there has been feeling this as well and has anything to add to this, please shoot me a message in the comments. I would love to hear what's going on, if you guys are feeling this as well. And if anybody's had any issues with any pumps, I'm sure you have. Just please let me know. I would absolutely love to know that in the comments as well, because it's funny how much similarities there are out there in the collective as far as what's going on. All right, cool. So I'm going to do things a little different this week. I'm going to pull cards for the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine, and then we'll read them after. So my first deck I'm going to start with is the Gateway of Light activation deck to see it's kind of like an ascension deck, just to see really what's going on. So first we're going to pull cards for let's pull cards for the feminine first. Okay, let's see what's going on with the feminine this week. With the Gateway of Light activation. So for light activation, what needs to come out for the feminine? What is she going through? What are the energies, the feminine energies going through at this time? I'm seeing like just myself here. So Stargate Heart. I'll set it here, and then I'll set them here, and then they flipped over upright. So set them here, and then we'll go through that. Also seeing just the chakras in general, to really cleanse out. So for the feminines, just really cleanse out all of your chakras this week. Just for any stagnant, again, we've been going through this cleansing, this purification. But really, I've just been getting that just to really cleanse your chakras this week, just really to keep them clean as we're moving forward. All right, so we got any other cards for the feminine? No. All right, so those are 2 cards for the feminine. Let's see what needs to come out for the masculine. Masculine. What's going on with the masculine? I know that one. Any others? No. No. Okay. So that's that. Let's do the shaman's dream. All right, we just shuffle and then we'll pull them. That's these cards here, Shaman's Dream. All right, so we're pulling cards first for the feminine. What needs to come out for the feminine here? What message needs to come out for the feminine energies this week in this Shaman's Dream deck? Feminine energies. Anything in this deck for feminine? Yes, so tell me yes. Let's see what needs to come out. Let's just throw it out and see. This one? Any others? A masculine. Oh, jeez. Mine just totally exploded. So I feel like there's like a little bit of an explosion. Something happened with the masculine right there that just popped. Was this one? No. So that's good. Any others? No, okay. Yeah, something just popped out completely for the masculine there, like an explosion. Like, I don't know, they were almost like ready to explode or something. Hopefully that's not the case here. All right, let's see. All right, so this is my last, like the sacred creators. Let's see what's going on there. So for the feminines, what needs to come out? What do the feminines need to be creating this week? Again, like I said, we're kind of moving into that creation energy, that solar plexus chakra coming online, moving into flow state. So I want to see what's going on with that. It was like a slip. Something slipped there. Here, that. Any others for feminine? No, okay. Let's move into masculine. Energy is like jumping. A lot of mirroring going on this week the energies are so like whole and stable. Both are, so the feminine's coming into ascension and the masculine's following. So there's just so much mirroring happening this week between both of the energies. So masculine. I'm hearing my garbage out there right now being picked up. So it's another thing I noticed this week. There's been the same thing with the toxic energies releasing this week. Hold on. Reset for a second. Masculine energies with this. All right. It needs to come out for the masculine energies this week, let's say. This one, okay. Any others? Okay. All right, cool. Sorry, so we got our two piles here. We got our feminine, we got our masculine. But yeah, as far as like the trash and everything, that's another thing that's been like moving out this week. Same thing with those like toxic behaviors, toxic habits. Really like, yeah, just cleaning up the trash in your life. And I've even been seeing it in a physical standpoint as well, more like trash being cleaned up on the roads and everything. So physically in this 3D realm, I'm grateful for that as well, because that's like something that really bothers me. All right, cool. So for our gateway of light activation, let's see what's going on with the feminines this week. So Stargate, heart chakra opening, unlocking, and generosity. Okay, so there's that. I think we got this last week as well, or something around it. But definitely that heart chakra has been opening for the divine feminine. Feminine's like really learning how to be receptive. Again, it's kind of stepping into that flow as well, but really be receptive and open, vulnerable, and really just like soft, in that soft, divine feminine energy. Really learning how to receive, learning how to be love and embody love, and like be that I am love presence, and like hold that love, hold that unconditional love, keep your heart chakra open, allowing things to magnetize and flow to her. And this is that whole, I'm getting that whole Wizard of Oz, Emerald City vibe here, where again, that's that heart chakra, that green heart opening. But yeah, just allowing things to come to her, and really that Merkaba activation too, that coming into wholeness. That's our light body. That's like our the vessel that we. I think I spoke at this last week too. But the vessel that we actually. My mind is like blank this week here. The vessel that we actually use to transport between different dimensions. So again, it's a balance of the masculine and the feminine working together. So the Stargate heart really kind of coming, that heart chakra opening, unlocking, and generosity, really more stepping into collective energy, that service energy, and less individual. So you're really stepping into that oneness, that wholeness, leaving the separation consciousness behind, and really moving into that service, generous type of mindset. Sorry, let me just readjust because my foot fell asleep, and that really is not fun. All right, and then the chamber of the violet flame, karmic release, radical transformation. So with this card, the violet flame, really beautiful. When you receive this card, it's absolutely beautiful. You can just imagine this purple, this beautiful purple flame all around you, really just like I guess incinerating anything toxic, anything negative, anything that needs to go. And as we're moving into like the new moon energy, anything that needs to go, you want to just like dissipate it all, like let it all dissipate, let it all really just disintegrate with this chamber of the violet flame. Really like let it all go. So um, karmic release, yeah, radical transformation. Let me just read you two things from the Stargate Heart. I'll do the violet flame here. So yeah, it's basically saying, when you receive this card, know that the violet flame of transformation has been brought to you by your angels and guides. They're encouraging you to see that you are in a space of radical transformation. Transformation can be overwhelming, but know the hand of the divine is leading the way. All past trauma is now being cleared from your energy. Stay focused on releasing all of the energies that are no longer serving you. The violet flame is here to transmute fear into love. If any fear is rising up inside you now, know that it's simply a call for love. Call on the strongest form of love you know, and allow those in your inner circle to support you through this transformational time. You are an alchemist with the capacity to take all the lead-in aspects of your life and turn them into golden opportunities. You can align your life with the divine plan now and live in a more purposeful way. Sorry, that's really, really cool. All right, good. So really that's just kind of like leading into that, the transformation energies that we're working in now, and really like stepping further into your mission. All right, cool. So for the masculines, the Arcturian light codes, evolutionary downloads, recalling power, and future thinking. So the masculines are really kind of getting this blue light energy from the Arcturians. So it's a beautiful transmission. They're understanding, they're recalling their power at this time. And then the Venetian Galactic Council, star being guides, answer the call, time to shine. So they're really kind of stepping into their power as well. I'm going to pull these two cards. Let me see. So I know the Arcturian, the blue light. Let me pull that. So if you're seeing any like blue like specks around, or like like blue flashes, just know that's them. So evolutionary downloads, recalling power, future thinking. Arcturus is a giant red star that is among the brightest stars seen from the northern hemisphere. It's around 25 times larger than our sun and can be found just beyond a Big Dipper. Many believe that there are light beings living on a blue planet orbiting Arcturus, who are in the fifth or even higher dimensions. Some think they could be a prototype for what is possible on planet Earth as blue beings. For when they appear to those who can see them clairvoyantly, they are often blue-skinned or emanating blue light in their auric field. The Arcturian race are here to help those on Earth who feel called to facilitate healing and to move beyond draconian and patriarchal ways of being. They guide us to realize that we have a great opportunity to evolve beyond these limited states. And if we don't, we'll be stuck on a karmic wheel for thousands of years before we get our next opportunity. If you feel called to the Arcturians or this information, it could indicate a past or future incarnation on the Arcturian planet, or that you have Arcturian guides working with you. So to connect with them, imagine yourself enveloped in a golden, orange, and blue light. Then say, great blue beings of the Arcturian race, thank you for downloading into my frequency forward-thinking energies that will support my evolution. So you can evolve into a greater state of being now. This begins with how you approach even the most mundane of tasks in your own little universe. Show up in ways that you've never showed up before. Instead of checking out of this planet, it's time to check in. Instead of feeling that life is happening to you, realize that you have a huge part to play. Recall your power, realize that you are part of the evolution of humanity, and it's time to become the leader you were born to be. It doesn't matter if you're leading yourself or a larger group. The key is to create more loving ways of doing things. Honor the ideas or thoughts that you have been having recently. If you've been hearing high-pitched noises, seeing flickers of light, or sensing that you are being visited by beings in your sleep, know that you are receiving downloads from heaven. Arcturians are with you now. So that's beautiful. And then the Venetian Galactic Council. Let me look at that. Let's see what's going. See what's going on with that. Venetian. Okay. These are more star beings. It says, answer the call, time to shine. The Venetians are advanced cosmic beings similar to angels who come from the planet Venus. They are our starry ancestors and are dedicated to helping us experience and embody divine love. There are millions of them, and many of us will have them working with us as guides. If you feel drawn to this information or strongly connected to the stars or star people, there's a good chance that there are many extraterrestrial beings around you at this time, many of whom will be connected to the Venetian Galactic Council. Governed by Our Lady Venus and Sanat Kumara, the Venetian Galactic Council is a divine board of directors who are responsible for recruiting light workers and leaders on Earth who have the potential to make a huge difference by following the call of their soul. When they come to us, it's an honor and an opportunity to be reminded of a connection that was active before we came into this incarnation. There's no set way of working with the Venetians, but they will contact us in dreams or meditation to share information that will support us on our journey. They often send spiritual downloads in thought forms or understandings. Dreams about flying or being in space are other ways in which they come through us. Connect. On a bright starry night, say, Venetian Galactic Council, thank you for helping me answer the call of my soul. So this is a call to action. You're being asked to step up and create the changes you want to see in the world. You have a reason for being here, and you have the potential to inspire, support, and heal your corner of the world. Don't let this information scare you or overwhelm you, for you are being prepared energetically to step into this role. The ideas you've been having recently are divine downloads, but you aren't being called to make dramatic changes in your life, simply to move forward step by step. The Venetian Galactic Council will reveal more information to support you. Be aware of downloads of information and spiritual signs, for they are confirmation that you are on the right path. So that's beautiful. And again, it's kind of what we've been talking about, just like taking things step by step. So, all right, so this one, Winter's Dream Gestation Period. So this is for the feminines here, right? Oh, sorry, pull it over here. The gestation period. This is for the feminines, right? And right now, like you're in that gestation period. I think we discussed that as well, that earlier. Move this over here. Winter's Dream. Like the bear, how the bear goes into hibernation. During that time, it's that rest, that restoration. It's like healing energy. So then when they actually emerge in spring, it's almost like a new, like a transformation as well. And again, that's what we were getting in that previous card for the feminine, that transformation energy. But yeah, that gestation period. So saying the winter's dream is a summons to go within. Your life force longs to turn inward, like the sap of trees returning to the roots. Cast your gaze toward the deep and hidden places in your heart. Come to rest again in the sanctuary and safety of your soul and be at peace, basking in your crystalline clarity in that quiet place. This is not hibernation. Do not fall asleep. Take your quiet, wakeful nature with you into the stillness and know that you're replenishing your life force. Trust that the deeply buried seeds inside your soul, the ones that you planted even before you were born, are stirring softly, ready to awaken with the spring. But do not try to rouse them early. Instead, surrender to the quiet of the winter's dream. Winter's dream can lull you into a slumber where you can lose consciousness and become caught in a nightmare. Awaken, awaken. Find that easy return to wakefulness that brings you clarity. This is the time, yet not act on any of them. Allow the clarity and transparency that comes with winter's dream to permeate your heart and soul. The time for action will come later. Remember that all things are born of dreams, and your task is to wake up within the dream to lucidly guide it to your chosen destination. So again, that's kind of beautiful. It's like I said, that mirroring that kind of bear energy that we had where it's that gestation period, but not necessarily to fall asleep, but to really go in and really be in that dream-like state, to bring your dreams to reality. So really, really beautiful. Let's see the masculines. Oops, wrong card. Unmarked trail revelation. Oh, here. That really kind of looks like that. Really balance as well. An unprecedented experience, discovery, revelation. You are called now to embark on a sacred journey. The Arthurian knights in their quest for the Holy Grail had to make sure to take an unmarked trail that no one had ever followed, or they would not accomplish their goal. Likewise, you must enter the darkest forest of your soul via a route as yet unidentified to find what you seek. The manicured paths will bring you only temporary pleasure and later great pain. Stop it. You already know there's no reward at the end of the road you are following. You are only killing time. Pause, breathe, and commit in your heart to a sacred endeavor. Vow to not look for old solutions that may have worked with past challenges. Get out of character, try the outrageous, and keep your quest private. Now is not the time to speak of the voice that called you to embark on the unmarked trail. That time will come. The unmarked trail can be a sign that you have already made a choice, even if you do not want to acknowledge it. Be at peace with what your heart knows to be true. Your heart has already been made up and your mind will follow. Pack lightly, taking with you only essential beliefs that you know to be trustworthy under all circumstances. The universe has your back. So again, sometimes this is kind of like that, telling us to that the divine masculine to get out of comfort, to really like leave the comfort behind and push yourself to kind of go into the unknown, the unmarked trail, go off path to really find, find yourself more or less, and not go with what you've been doing, really just go on that unmarked trail, and just step into the unknown. So love it. All right, and then the last card for the divine feminine is, this is for flow, and it's saying in flow with money. So again, that divine feminine, we've really been working on receiving, opening our heart space, learning how to receive, but you are in flow with money at this time. And again, that's what I was talking about in the beginning of the whole reading. With the Ascension Energy updates, I was talking about priming your pump for flow. And that's where I was saying taking those steps. And this is kind of both in masculine and feminine energies. That's where I was saying in the beginning of the reading as well. Things are coming together and the everything is being blurred, where it's really more unity and less division, less separation now, and more unity. Where the masculine and feminines, yes, they're both different energies and they're both working on different things, but really they're very, very similar. But yeah, so your feminines right now in flow with money. So take that for what it is. We are stepping into that frequency of abundance as well. And really that frequency of flow. So just know that, yeah, money is on its way to you. So love that. And then the last card here for the divine masculines. It says, one step ahead is all you need. So again, this is really like amazing. Everything for the masculine is really about that unmarked trail, one step ahead, kind of stepping into fear, step off the path of comfort, get out of your comfort zone and just take one step at a time. That's all you really need. Again, you don't know what's ahead, and that's okay. There's nothing to be afraid of because your guides, your angels, God has got you. It's just taking that next step. That's all you have to do. So hit that play button there and just start playing your life and see what happens here. So really beautiful energies out there. But I went like way over time here today. But I'm so grateful for you guys joining me in this message here. And I am really excited for this week ahead, both for the feminines and the masculines, and really like the union energies, that the wholeness. So a lot of you out there are in inner union now. You're in your wholeness, and I'm so excited to see like what you're creating, like what you're getting into, this flow state that you're really getting into, and that solar plexus chakra coming online, your gifts coming online at this time. So I'm really excited to see what you guys are creating. If you feel guided, shoot me something in the message as far as what you're creating out there. I would love to hear from you. Sending you guys so much light. Enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.